is the HD Show on ESPN 97.5. Presented by Tom Peacock Cadillac. Here's Fred Davis and Henry Thomas.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. This is the HD Show presented by Tom Peacock Cadillac. Open 24/7, 365, TomPeacockCadillac.com or HT if they want to get a hold of you. What number can they call you at?
They can reach me at 281-443-7700. 281-443-7700. Call us. Come by. You need a new Cadillac? We got them.
All right. So what if I just want to rough ride an Escalade for a day? Can I come by and do that too?
We'll figure it out. For you, I'll figure it out. I mean, we're the number one Cadillac dealer in the Texas.
Enough said. And it's the Cadillac of Sports Talk. And when it comes to the Cadillac of basketball riders, look no further than the man joining us right now. Oh, that's the beauty of live radio.
It's so
and
nice.
I'll tell you what, I set him up good, didn't I?
Oh, that was great. The Cadillac of sports writers.
Man, I'll tell you what.
Basketball?
All right, so, yeah, my man's getting ready to come back on again. So here we go. Live radio, it's a beautiful thing. So he's getting ready to come back on again. And, you know, I did the intro music. What do you got?
Yeah, well, let's go. You know what? I would like to go back to the Harden thing.
Oh, well, let's please.
Yeah,
please.
Well, I mean, we're going to stay with the basketball thing.
Should he get rid of his beard?
Oh, he should have got rid of his beard when he grew it. I mean, but you know what?
Are we back?
Oh, we got him coming back.
We got him.
I think he should have gotten rid of his beard. At least trim it up a little nice.
Do something. I'm over it.
Doesn't he look like one of the characters on the Hobbit with the guy with the beard and the birds
You
flying
just like
out
it
of his?
because that dude Henry Thomas is in it.
All right.
That's the only reason you talked about The Hobbit.
Yeah, I hope I get another one of his invitations to the Oscars.
Well, there's nothing hobbitish about this next gentleman, Mr. Moke Hamilton, NBA columnist. He writes for Sportsnet New York, and he's Basketball Insiders as well. And I hope you heard that intro music, Mr. Moke. How are you on a Monday night?
I'm doing great, Freddie, and I'll tell you, the intro music, it made my day. I was already happy to be joining you gentlemen on your first show, but the intro made it even better.
Well, listen, man, we aim to please here on the HD Show. And like I said, we had to come out of the box swinging. And when it comes to, you're kind of like the Paul Pierce of basketball writers. It's not, maybe not as flashy as everybody else, but when it comes down to crunch time, he's the truth, much like Moke Hamilton. Moke, we're going to talk some finals, but I want to get your thoughts first on the Rockets. And after a phenomenal performance and just just a gutty comeback against the Clippers, then to lose the way they did, to show up the way they did in Game 3, and then essentially just fall apart in Game 5. Game 5. Just your take on the Rockets as a whole, and how do you see this team moving forward?
Moving forward, I guess you got to kind of separate those two things, right? Because, last summer, all right, for perspective, the NBA switched to 3 divisions in each conference. I want to say sometime 2004 maybe. This past season was the first time since that happened that all 5 teams from the same division made it into the playoffs. That was the Southwest Division. And you know what? The Houston Rockets improbably won that division. So to me, you look at it from that perspective, I think they overachieved this past season when you considered how down a lot of us were on them, considering the talent that they lost over the course of last summer. That aside, once you erase that 3-1 series deficit to the Clippers, you would have liked to have seen them fight a little more. You'd like to see less pouting from guys like Dwight Howard and James Harden, and you certainly would have liked to have seen the effort that you got in Game 4, in Game 3. In some ways, it's inexplicable, but if there's one thing I know about Daryl Morey's teams is that they do overachieve, and he is very good at finding the right pieces to build a winning team. So I think moving forward they'll be okay, but if I'm a fan of the Houston Rockets, I'm certainly disappointed in how they sort of flamed out and how the season ended.
Well, you're saying that, moving forward, it looks great and it could be all that. We're not certain of the leadership roles that our 2 superstars are playing. Is our big man going to be there to be a big man, and we're not confident in the leadership role that Harding does. We agree with him that he needs a point guard and he touches the ball too much for the team. But do you feel like they have leadership on the floor that can take them to the next level?
As of right right now, I'd probably say no. I'd probably say that's the biggest void on the team from what I see. And the thing is, that's one thing that makes LeBron James such a great player to observe. You think about LeBron. LeBron is not only a guy who brings it with the talent, but he's a guy who goes out there and leads his teammates, and he leads by example. You look at a guy like Carmelo Anthony. On the other hand, Carmelo is not really a guy that's going to rally his troops and sort of help to galvanize them and spirit them. And I think that the issue with the Rockets more than anything else, they came a lot closer to landing Chris Bosh than a lot of us really realized. I think Bosh would have done something amazing for that team just in terms of the air of credibility that he would have brought around the team. I think Dwight and James Harden, as good or as great of players as they each are in their own respective rights, they certainly are not guys that you look upon to be leaders, particularly when each of them is more proficient on one end of the floor than the other. It's hard to be a leader when you don't equally affect both ends of the floor. That's my hypothesis, and I think that's a major issue that these Rockets have.
And a damn good hypothesis it is. Moke Hamilton, NBA columnist, writer for Sportsnet New York, as well as the Basketball Insiders, joins us here on the HD show. And something that I've been harping about for the last year plus, watching this Rockets basketball team, and it finally came out in an exit interview, I guess yesterday or the day before with James Harden, was that this team needs a true point guard. And I think anybody that's got a half iota of sense can see that from watching this basketball team, because he just touches the ball too much. To me, there's only one guy out there that I think would complement this team in the right way, and it's either going to be a great idea or it's going to be an absolute mess. I'm willing to roll the dice on it, and that's Rajon Rondo. Your thoughts on Rajon Rondo? Would he make what would the impact of a Rajon Rondo, as temperamental as he is, be on this Rockets team?
Well, it really depends on which version of Rondo you're getting. I've actually had a bunch of conversations with a lot of people. I was in Chicago a few weeks back for the draft combine, and since I came back to New York, I've been talking to people. I'm trying to figure out exactly what Rondo's value on the open market is going to be. And it's really, really difficult to find guys that are high on him at this point. But I think I myself am in the minority. If I have an opportunity to get a point guard like Rajon Rondo on my team, I would go out and say that he would make 80% of the teams in the league better if you inserted him as a starting point guard, just because the way he's able to rebound the ball, the way he's able to see the floor, the way he's able to find his teammates in rhythm when they're ready to shoot and score, I think it's something that would improve a number of teams if he is fully healthy. And that's the major question mark as it relates to him. Now, whether or not he would help the Houston Rockets, I certainly think he would. I certainly think he would help a number of teams, like I said. The main thing with the Rockets that I kind of wonder about and worry about is people seem to forget that when James Harden was a member of the Oklahoma City Thunder, he was very proficient at playing off the basketball. He was a great catch-and-shoot player. It's really out of necessity since he went to Houston that he's developed more of an on-the-ball game, and that step-back jumper has become almost automatic, more so because of necessity. I think if you got Rondo in there, I think you'd have a point guard who would have pick-and-roll chemistry with all of the front court guys there, and I think he's someone who could take Harden off the ball and sort of give more cohesion to the offensive attack. So I would like that move, and I would like Rondo for a number of teams out there.
Well, that sounds great. Rondo did surprise me. I wasn't sure about that, but I want to switch gears right quick, and let's jump into the finals. What is your prediction, and how good a matchup is this game? Are these two teams?
Well, I think when you get the reigning MVP versus LeBron James, I'm not really sure. Maybe you could say the Clippers and the Cavaliers would have been equally as compelling, but of the 16 teams that made it in terms of entertainment value, you could certainly argue that you have the best team from the Western Conference and the best team from the Eastern Conference. And I do think it is going to be a very, very good, very competitive finals. At the end of the day, my official pick is Warriors, and I took them in 7 games. What I expect is I think LeBron James' greatness is going to shine through. I think that he will probably single-handedly this series for the Cavaliers. I think they'll get another one in there somewhere. But at the end of the day, the Warriors went 78-17 over the course of 95 games when you consider the playoffs and the regular season. They're the 8th team to ever do that, and the 7 prior teams all walked away with the Larry O'Brien trophy at the end of the season. So for me, I think the Warriors have just been so good and so dominant that I'm not going to go against them, though I will say whether or not Clay and Stephen Curry are each operating at 100% will obviously have an impact on this series, as will Tristan Thompson and J.R. Smith's ability to remain productive contributors the same way they were against the Atlanta Hawks.
Moke Hamilton, NBA columnist, writer for Sportsnet New York and Basketball Insiders, joining us here on the HD Show. You can find him at Moke Hamilton on Twitter. That's at Moke Hamilton, M-O-K-E Hamilton, just like it sounds. And, Moke, we could sit here and talk to you all day. I'm going to get you out of here with this, though, because I got to – I look at it this way, and yes, the Warriors are playing good basketball right now, and that stat you threw out there, the 78-17, I mean, that's just that's gaga right now. However, I'm going to throw this caveat out there right now, is I don't think we've ever, short of MJ, seen anybody play the kind of physically dominating basketball that we're seeing out of LeBron James right now. And unlike when he was in Miami, unlike the first go-round in Cleveland, we're seeing a LeBron that we've never seen before, a guy that has finally said, you know what, I am the greatest player in the world. To hell with it. When I need to take over, I will take over. Dave Blatt be damned. I just think that with where he's playing right now and the level he's playing at and the way he's got guys buying in and he's making everybody around him better, I just don't see how anybody on that Warriors team, Steph Curry be damned, okay? But when I look at a 6'3", flimsy shooting guard, and I'm being a little, obtuse, I guess, by calling him that. And then I see a 6'9" freak of nature in LeBron James. I just don't see how anybody on that Golden State team is going to stop LeBron.
Well, you know what? I would tend to agree that no single person can stop LeBron James. I think we'll probably mostly see Draymond Green and Andre Iguodala on him. I think each of those guys in their own right will present him with some difficulties. Green has the size, Iguodala has the speed. But I would not disagree with the notion that LeBron James is basically unstoppable. What it boils down to, Kawhi Leonard the past 2 years did a very admirable job of defending LeBron James. Draymond Green is going to need to be at least that effective against him. For me, though, the reason why I would take the Warriors is just because team-wise, defensively, we overlook the fact that the Warriors are amongst the top defensive teams in the entire league, and they have been the entire season. The main reason why is because they have fully bought into the defensive end, and they play great team scheme defense.
Yeah.
Coaching-wise, their defensive rotations are great. They always have a game plan to minimize the strengths of the greatest opposing star players. So LeBron is the man, and like I said, I think you probably can win 2 games for the Cavaliers all by himself. But at the end of the day, I'm willing to bank on the Warriors' ability to shut down the J.R. Smiths and the Iman Shumperts and the Tristan Thompsons and the Matthew Dellavedovas, and to a large portion, the Kyrie Irvings, mainly because from what I understand, Kyrie is going to be playing a little hurt as well. So again, going to be a great series. Can't wait to see how it boils down. But I'm going Warriors in 7 officially.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Moke, I tell you what, my man, I appreciate you coming on. It's been too long, but we're glad, and it's very nice to have you on our first show back here in H-Town. And listen, anybody that liked what they heard today, go check him out at Moke Hamilton. And, of course, like I said, you can see his writing at Sportsnet New York as well as Basketball Insiders. My man, this is not the first time, and it certainly won't be the last. We appreciate you. We heard some sirens earlier. Hopefully everything's okay in your side of town. Okay, NYC can be a little rough at times. Go get your 44-ounce Slurpee, and we will holler at you down the road, my man.
Thanks, Moke.
That's what I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys.
There you have it. Moke Hamilton, everybody. Coming up next, we heard what Moke thinks about who's going to win the NBA Finals. What do Henry and I think about who's going to win these NBA Finals? You might have an idea where I'm going. We don't know where Henry's going. Don't go anywhere. That's where you need to not go. This is the HD Show on ESPN 97.5.